An announcement was made yesterday that starting next month, the Education Department says student loans that are in default will be referred to collections. Let's put this into perspective. Roughly 5.3 million borrowers are in default on their federal student loans and soon could be subject to having their wages garnished. We brought in Megan Bragg, verified reporter, traffic anchor, rather. Megan Bragg.
You can call me whatever you want, Nick, at this point.
Well, okay, so Meg, I hear the story, and so look, if I'm a person, I haven't paid my student loans for whatever reason, right?
Sure.
My wages could be garnished.
Yeah, and there's like a lot to this, obviously. A lot of confusion, a lot of misinformation, a lot of people nervous, right? Because there's so many people with student loans, you know. So, but there are certain ways that you have to be in default. So if you haven't made a monthly payment in 270 days, that's when you go into default. And then your full payment is due. So they want the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And that's what default is if you don't make those payments. Now, so many people have been used to not making payments because of COVID-19, right? So to get a little history here, in 2020, the Trump administration, the first administration, paused those for 60 days to help everybody because that was a very tough time.
People lost their jobs.
Right, exactly. Then the Biden administration came in and until October 2023 had them paused. And even though they weren't paused again, collection wasn't happening. So a lot of people got used to not having to pay anything. And a lot of people, I think, did, you know, start paying and whatever. But okay, so let's talk about this. Like I was saying, the whole payment is due if you are in default. And then due to a law that happened in 1996, so this isn't like a new thing. Some people are nervous and are like, oh my gosh, this is new.
I bet.
It's not new. It's been around since 1996. It's part of the Under Debt Collection Improvement Act. And that's when the Treasury Offset Program began, and that's under this default. So basically what happens is these loan holders can collect from your wages and federal payments like your tax refunds, something like that. And they can take up to 15% of your gross income from, so basically your salary. They can take that 15% of that. So whatever that is to, you know, math, right? From your paycheck. That is going to begin again, not necessarily in May. Like May 5th, they're just saying, you know, we're going to start this again, but they're going to send people emails. They're going to say, listen, get on a payment plan, start making payments. They're not going to just hit you right away with it.
So they're going to give you notice.
They're going to give you notice. They're going to send you emails. And then in the summer, they said this will begin.
Okay.
So
summer's right around the corner.
Summer is right around the corner. They didn't give a set date, but just know that you will be getting notifications. And if you do know that you haven't been paying, I would start making payments now. So, you know, you're showing good faith, you're not in default, that sort of thing. So they don't start taking from wages. And especially now, it's such a hard time just because of inflation. I mean, you got the egg price at like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. So anything you can do to make those payments is probably a good idea now so they don't take from wages, because I know people are on a budget right now as they are. So, you know, obviously, I think a lot of people just got used to not having to pay instead of starting up again when it was paused. And it has been paused for so long, but this is not something new. This has been around since the 90s. So
your best bet, I just want to reiterate that, is to pay or work out a payment plan or get it figured out and not ignore this, because you would hate to get that paycheck and something's missing, a number is
something's missing. Especially too, I mean, they can, you know, there's other things that they can go after too, as far as Social Security and stuff like that, and you don't want that being taken away from you either.
Does it hit your credit score too?
It can, yes. And this is different from, you know, your credit card, right? There's different laws as far as that goes, but because these are federal, they can really, you know, go after you and take your money. So
You heard it
Yeah.
there. You heard it there from Megan Bragg.
Yeah.
You heard it breaking it down, verifying for us. It's some good information.
Yeah.
And information that a lot of folks. Again, let me pull that up. I mean, roughly 5.3 million people are in default. That's a lot of people.
And they expect more people too,
Yeah.
as it gets closer to be in default because of everything. So like I said, they're going to send emails. They're going to give you notification. Just make sure you have those payment plans. We're also going to have, as I continue to write this for the web,
Yeah.
I will put in some links in there for ways that people can look for help or just some relief. So we'll put that all in there for everyone.